CNN is reporting that the number of migrant apprehensions at the southern United States border has jumped. More people have been apprehended in January 2021 than the same month in any of the past 3 years. Now, the reasons for the increase vary. It's odd because, you know, in January 2021, there was a change in presidents, but experts agree poverty is at the center of all of this. Struggling economies in El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Guatemala before the pandemic have further decimated by COVID-19. Now, I want you to know something. If you had to, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, say one thing that causes all of this immigration at the border, causes people to come on visas and overstay their visas, the one thing, what do you think it is? It's jobs. You know, people are escaping poverty. People are escaping violence.
Oh, yeah.
But people are not going to escape poverty and escape violence to go to another country where there's no jobs.
Oh, yeah. Definitely opportunity.
So it's opportunity in America.
Yes.
So there are American businesses that are hiring immigrants without documentation. For the most part, these American businesses get away scot-free. They take advantage of immigrants, pay low salaries, below minimum wage salaries, pay people off the books, which is, you know, and then you hear, you know, get immigrants out of the country. But what is the actual magnet? It's American business giving them a job.
Yeah.
If there's no job here, they wouldn't be coming.
This is very true.
I mean, so if you really want to say who is the bad actor in all of this, it's American business. By giving people jobs who are undocumented and exploiting them and taking advantage of them. And then after they come here and risk their life to get here, have to deal with Donald Trump at the border, have to deal with, you know, low-paying jobs, no-paying jobs, go to work and don't get paid at all, and what are they going to do? It's American businesses.
And the fact that most of these American businesses don't even have their back when they're suffering through all that, it's disgusting. Right. They literally are exploiting these people.
Right. You know, and I was just telling...
But the fact that these people know that they're being exploited and they're getting lesser paid than what they deserve, and they still want to come here and they still want to stay here, that tells you something.
That it tells you something that's how bad it is where they're coming from. And I was just telling... you know, Jilly, you know, Joe Biden, he's come out with this U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. I have never seen a statistic that says there's 30, 40 million undocumented aliens in America. I've never seen it written anywhere. That's just my opinion. Not that I've gone out and counted anybody, but I was just talking about this with Jilly today, and I've talked about this before also. You know, the government's telling us there's 11 million undocumented aliens, but that number hasn't changed in 21 years. So that makes you have to believe that either nobody's come and left, or an equal amount of people have been deported as was entered. An exact number of people who left have also entered it. And that's just impossible. And on top of it, you know, I'm not bragging, but my office has seen or spoke to over 100,000 immigrants in the last 21 years. Since, you know, the time of 9/11. I'm not saying we have 100,000 clients, but we've spoken to them on the phone. They made an inquiry. And I would say majority, most of them, are either undocumented or somebody was calling them because of that type of issue. I'm not saying every last one, but a large majority. So if you say 100,000 people called my office, at least, in the last 21 years, and there's 11 million undocumented, and it never left, that means 1% of the undocumented population called Brad Bernstein? That's impossible to believe.
That is very impossible.
So it just leads me to deduce that the numbers of undocumented aliens are substantially higher than what the government is telling us, that any statistic...
You're not saying aliens no more, though, right?
Undocumented people.
There we go.
Right. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's good that you catch me sometimes, because as a lawyer, I learned the word alien in law school. I've used the word alien in immigration court because that's what is used. It's like ingrained in my head. So thank you very much for correcting me. Yeah, there's more than 11 million undocumented people.
There's definitely more.
Definitely more. Could it be 20? Sure. Could it be 30? Wouldn't surprise me. You say to yourself, you know, when Joe Biden says, well, you know, we're going to do this amnesty for people, and I hope it passes. If you think about it on a very logical basis, not as an emotional, not from an emotional standpoint, because when you're talking emotions, your logic goes out the window, first of all right? And everybody knows that whenever you're upset, you're not thinking logically, you're thinking emotionally. You get mad at somebody, you're very emotional about something, logic is out the window, okay?
Yeah, you're definitely not thinking rational.
Right, and with immigration, everything is about emotion, okay? With Americans who are anti-immigrant, with people who are very pro-immigrant. It's all on emotion, you know, this whole political thing that's going on.
Yeah.
But if you think about it logically, you say, all right, we got 30 million undocumented persons, maybe more, maybe less. I think the number's closer to that than 11. They're all here in the United States getting underpaid from what an American is earning. Everybody's entitled. There's a Constitution in the United States, unless you're going to take the Constitution and rip it up, which you can't. So if you want to deport 30 million people, okay, let's think about it, okay, because that's some of the people who don't want to give the amnesty. They say, get rid of everybody. You want to deport 30 million people, everybody is entitled to a deportation hearing. It's called due process. You're entitled to a fair hearing. In order to give 30 million people a fair deportation hearing, how many judges are we going to need? How many government attorneys are we going to need? All right, a million? Million judges? 500,000 judges? I mean, how many courthouses are we going to have to build for this one? Okay,
right.
And then let's say we get judges who are all Republicans and they say deport, 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 deport.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Unless you're getting deported to Canada or Mexico, every other person who's getting deported from the United States of America needs an airplane ticket. You have to fly somebody somewhere. You can't just say go walk in the Pacific Ocean and, you know, go across to China or go to Europe or wherever you're from. So everybody needs a plane ticket. There's not enough planes in the world to fly every undocumented human being in America home if you want to deport them. On top of everything, people are saying, well, you know, they're taking our jobs. They're taking jobs because businesses are underpaying them. If they were all legal and they would all be earning what an American would be earning, they wouldn't be taking so many jobs. It would be a much fairer job market, actually. So when you say, all right, let's take the emotion out, the only logical thing to do is to legalize people, all right? They're here, you can't deport them, they're getting underpaid, they're undercutting the US workforce, so legalize them, pay taxes, all right, support the government, do a background check, know who's here. I have no problem with that. We don't want bad people here. And ultimately, everybody's wages would go up. So all the people who are arguing against it are actually arguing against their self-interest.
Wow, and have no idea that they're doing that.
Yeah, you know, I'm just saying from a non-emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.